Good morning.
All right, hi. Hi Cindy. So if you have 2 blocks, looks like you, oh no, that was Tasha, okay. So take your 2 blocks, the long way, but the flat way, and then bring them close to you and bring your elbows on the blocks. Bring your hands to prayer. Let your head come down. Most likely your head's not going to touch the floor. And then just put your hands towards the nape of your neck. Right? And just breathe here and just kind of settle in and get a little stretch across the chest, the shoulders, and of course the lower back. And soften the abdomen. Just let your belly hang out. It's good to see you all here. Thursday morning yoga, yogis. And, you know, like get a good long stretch of the triceps as well. And I'm kind of rocking it back and forth a little bit just to release a little bit of the tension in the lower back. And if you like to do that, do that. And if you're ready to stay in some stillness, and find some stillness here for about 3 more breaths. That's an inhale and an exhale. And imagine that you're pulling your hips away from your arms. So feel that even longer stretch under the arms. As you find your way into the last breath, extend your arms out in front of you. Just touch your fingertips to the floor in front of the blocks. Lift your chest up enough to slide the blocks forward. And then you can place your hands on the blocks. If you don't have a block, you're just going to do the same thing without the blocks. And as you reach your arms forward, spread your fingers, and the tips of the fingers are on the front of the block. And then imagine that you're pulling the block back. Somebody's unmuted, I think. Let's see. Oh, Sin, it might be you. Okay. Good. And now, pull the block towards your knees in your mind, in your mind's eye. And then push your hips towards your heels. That you can physically do. Inhale, lift up and over to the right side, left hand on the block. Look under your left arm. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And then release the right arm and just stretch it underneath the left arm and just turn your palm up to the sky and bring the back of the head towards the floor. Again, it may or may not touch. It just depends on what's going on in your body. And just breathe a long stretch down the left side of your body. Inhale, come back up. Put the right hand on the right block, the left hand on the left block, and push your hips back again. Inhale. And exhale, walk your left hand over to the left side, right hand over to the left side. Look under your right arm. And then release your left arm and bring it underneath the right. Turn the palm up to the sky. And perhaps the back of your head ear goes to the floor. Good. Inhale, come back. Left hand on the left block, right hand on the right block. Exhale. Inhale, rise back up to your hands and knees, or onto your hands and knees, because we haven't been there yet. And then you can keep your hands on the blocks, tuck your toes, dip your belly, arch your back. And then exhale, round and curl, pull the tailbone underneath you, spread your shoulders apart. Inhale, tuck your toes, dip your belly, arch your back. Exhale, round and curl. Push the floor or the block away, right, like you're pushing down through the heel of your hands. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, find neutral and just sway your hips a little bit side to side. And it's like you're bringing your hip towards your elbow. Make a semicircle. And then if you like, make a full circle. One direction, and then start to make it a little bit bigger when you feel ready. And let's go ahead and reverse that. Come back to the center and drop your hips forward. Keep your shoulders down away from the ears. Pull your chest in front of your shoulders. And then push back to the child's pose, all the way back. I like to sometimes hold on again to the front of the block as I go back. Inhale, drop forward. Drop your hips down, lift your chest. Exhale, push your hips back to your heels. Inhale, push forward, lift your chest. Down you go. And good. Sit back in the child's pose one more time right here. Inhale, rise up to your hands and knees. Walk your knees a little bit closer underneath your hips. And you can keep, let's just see, move the left block off to the side a little bit and move the right block just a little bit more to the center as you step your right foot on top of the right block. Then tuck your left toes under and lift the knee up and just snuggle the hip back or the knee back. And so if you're too far from the floor to hold on, you can put your hands on the block or the other block or on top of your knee, which we'll be getting to in a second. But if you can get that a little bit further forward position where I always tell you not to like hang out on your thigh, but hang out on your thigh for a minute. Just a little bit so you can feel the left psoas release a little bit more deeply. Good. Now bring your hands on top of your thigh, lift your chest up. Come up upright so that you're kind of two 90-degree angles. Lift your chest up and then sink back down. Hook your thumbs together and bring your arms up overhead. Lift up and out of your shoulders, rib cage down towards the hips. Breathe in. And this work is in the upper mid-back. So Tasha, it looks like your knee is all the way over your ankle. So move back a little bit with your left knee on the floor. So move back further so that the knee stays a little bit more over the ankle on the front leg. Good. It can go over the ankle a little bit, but you don't want too much. And then release your hands to the floor or the blocks. And then begin to straighten your right leg. So lift your right toes up for now. And imagine again that you're pulling your heel or your block back towards you, towards your hips. Right? My leg is going to be pretty bent today. So imagine that you're pulling the heel back. Feel that in your hamstring. And then relax that for a second. Just come forward a little bit. And then go back to the hamstring stretch. And when you go into the hamstring stretch, imagine it, you're drawing the block back. And feel, if you don't feel that, raise your hand. And then release it, bend the knee, come back again. And then we'll do it one more time. Reach up, toes up. Pull the heel back, back, back. Good. Inhale, come back to the center. Turn your toes, you don't have to turn the block, but turn your toes a little bit forward and then place your hands on either the floor or the blocks, depending on how much you can get your left hip to release. Shoulders back, collarbones broad. And if it feels even better to you, take your right foot onto the edge of the foot, onto the pinky edge, and maybe even a little bit onto the left foot. Take your right hand to your right thigh and rotate your torso around. So, judging by the way I felt this morning, this should feel pretty good. One more breath. Good. Return to the center. Good. And just gently make your way back onto your hands and knees. Move your right side block a little bit to the right. Bring your left block a little bit closer to the center. Not all the way in the center is fine. And then step your left foot onto the block. And snuggle your right knee back a little bit further and just kind of hang out on your thigh. You know, the thing I tell you not to do usually. But just hang out there for a second. You're going to feel compression in the left hip, but you're going to feel a nice release in the right hip. Inhale, bring your hands on your thigh, lift yourself upright. So you're sitting up, shoulders are now over the hips, you're 90 degrees, you might be a little off 90 here with the block. And then drop back down. Hook your other finger on top and lift your arms up, lift your chest up. Reach up and back, rib cage down, heart lifts, breathe. Good, lean back like you've got a ball underneath the middle upper back. Good. As you exhale, release your hands down. Inhale, straighten your front leg. We're going to hold the first one a little bit longer. So, again, if your hamstrings are tight, your knee is probably going to bend a little bit, or you can walk your block back a little bit and be a little bit more upright. Now, with this left leg, this left heel, imagine that you're pulling it back towards your back knee. And feel the action in the hamstrings there. If you don't, let me know. You're digging down and back at the same time. Good. Then release it a little bit, just come forward, and then do it again. Straighten the leg, pull the heel back towards you, square your hips. Inhale, release. Exhale, stretch it straight. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. Inhale, release it. Now turn your toes to the left side. Hands on the inside of your foot. So you can use the block that your foot's on with one hand and the other block with the other hand. And just drop into this a little bit deeper. And then choose to stay there or roll to the outer edge of one foot or both feet and rotate your torso over the left side. Shoulders back, heart opens, breathe in and breathe out. One more. Good. Inhale, coming back to center. Take your left leg and bring it back onto the floor. Take your blocks off to the side. Stretch your arms a little bit more forward. Tuck your toes underneath you, hover the knees, and then pull the hips up and back, heels towards the floor. Lift up high onto your tippy toes. And then shift the weight from one arm to the other arm, from one leg to the other leg, and then from the arm to the leg, and the opposite arm to the leg. And then just find your stillness in your downward facing dog. No collapsing through the shoulders, so lift the underarms up, support around the shoulders, and bring your ribs down towards your hips. Breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rise up high onto your tippy toes. But nothing changes in your spine, right? Everything else stays the same. And then lower the heels down. Inhale, rise up high on your tippy toes, soften your knees and look at your hands. Walk your feet to your hands at the top of the mat. Take your time. Little steps at a time is fine. Crazy. Separate your feet with 2 fists in between, approximately the width of your hips. Shift your body weight towards the balls of your feet. Have your blocks nearby, because we will be using them. And if you can't plant your palms on the floor, bend your knees so that you can. Keep shifting your weight towards your hands, right, without lifting your heels. So again, it's just this energy moving. And then rise up onto your shins with your hands, look forward, and you can begin to straighten the legs a little bit more, maybe a lot for some. Good. Look forward, bring your hands to your waistline, and rise up to standing. Organize your body, heels on the floor, lift up from the knees, right, the calves pressed towards the shins. Lift your shoulders up, back, and around. Palms face open or away from you. Energize through the legs, right? Stay nice and strong from the ground up. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Hook your thumbs again. Exhale, lean over to the right side. Just let your right ear rest on your right bicep. And this time for today, allow your left hip to sink a little bit over to the left side. So you really look like a crescent moon, right? Inhale, rise up. Switch the cross of your thumbs. Lift up and out of your waistline first, and then lean to the left side. Bump your hips to the right side. Right ear resting towards the left ear towards the left bicep. Good. Inhale, come up. Open your arms like a goal pose, cactus arm. Exhale, bring the arms behind the back. Interlace the fingers, knuckles down. Lift your chest up. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. And then lead with your heart to fold over your legs. Head down, arms up. Shake out the tension from your neck, yes and no. And then release your hands to the floor. Shins or blocks look up. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Good. Soften the knees, push down through your feet. Inhale, rise to stand any way you want. Arms up, hands to prayer. Release the arms by your side. Good. Inhale, hook your thumbs again, arms up overhead. Exhale, lean to the right and bump your hips to the left. Inhale, come up and switch the cross of the thumbs. Exhale to the left, bump your hips to the right. Inhale, open up the arms. Arch your back. Exhale, bring your arms behind your back. Interlace the other finger on top. Knuckles down, lift up. Exhale, soften the knees as you forward fold. Head down, arms up. Inhale, release your hands to the floor. Shins or blocks look forward. This time, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Exhale. Good. So you can always drop the right knee to the floor. Place your hands on the floor or the blocks. Now, we don't want to dump onto our thigh. Right now, we want to come a little bit more upright. Left knee over the ankle. Breathe in. Right heel over the toes. And you can rock back and forth a little bit here. Good. And then inhale, straighten your front leg and lift your toes up. Pull your left heel towards your back leg. Right? So what we did on the block earlier, translate that now to the floor and with your legs off the floor. Good. Inhale, rebend. Put your right hand on the floor of the block. Open up your left arm to the left side. Twist. Lift your left arm all the way up. So if your belly doesn't come off your thighs, it would behoove you to be on a block. Breathe in. Stretch the arms in 2 different directions. Rotate the torso. One more breath. As you empty the breath, lower your left hand. Straighten your left leg. Turn it so you'll move a block if it's there, and turn yourself to face the long edge of your mat towards the right side of your space. Inhale, lengthen your spine, hands on the floor or the blocks again. Exhale, lower your head towards the floor. Take your hands to the outside of the ankles and pull yourself a little closer. This time, think about your legs pushing away from each other, but your inner thighs pulling towards each other. So like the pinky edge is pulling away, the big toe edge is pulling in. And it's kind of a concept-y thing. Inhale, look up and look forward. Take the block that was in front of you and place it behind your right foot on its highest height. Inhale, lengthen your spine, put your hands to your hips and rise up to stand. Turn your right toes to the right, and the left toes are, if they're not already, they're towards the back edge of your mat. So about, oh my gosh, it's pouring out. If this is 12 o'clock, your back toes are 10 o'clock. Now put your hands on your hips and notice that the left hip is probably higher. So try to level out the hips, even if you have to shorten your stance. Good. So arms up, right toes point to the back of the room. Bump your hips to the front of your space. Reach your torso to the right. Don't go anywhere just yet. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, rise up. Shoulders come back up over hips. So think when you come up that this is the way our body kind of wants to be. Alright, so instead of coming here, come back to this levelness. And let's do that again. Hinge forward, but bump your hip back. And we'll try it one more time to come back up to standing. When you stand, you're going to bump the left hip in and the right hip up. Yeah. One more time. Breathe in. Reach out. Now put your hand on that block, high height, somewhere around your calf to knee. Left arm comes up. Pull your shoulders on top of each other and rotate your hips open. Breathe. And here, all that pulling, think about pulling your right heel towards your left heel and your left heel towards your right heel, but your upper thighs away from each other. Take another breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Look down. Take the block in your hand. Inhale, rise up. Turn your toes forward. Turn your left toes to the front of the mat. I'm going to put my block back at the front of the mat. Take the other block. You know, if you want to use the same block, it's fine. Where we had it just around the knees. So let's put our hands on our hips and notice that this right hip wants to elevate, so level it out. That's all you got to do is just train your body to go in the direction you want it to go in. Open up the arms to a T. Inhale. Look at your left foot. Good. Now hinge forward and bump your right hip back and just reach. Just reach. Just feel your body working. When you come up, right, inhale, come up, and this is where it wants to go. Adjust it. Right? So you have the advantage of looking in the camera if you can. Inhale, bump your hips to the right, reach out, 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 out. And then inhale, come back up, but you got to make that little adjustment so your pelvis is level. This time we're going to go out, reach out, 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 and then put your left hand on your block, high height, right arm up, and find your space. This is a pose that gives you a lot of space. It gives you a lot of power. It gives you a lot of energy. So inner heels pull towards each other, outer thighs pull away from each other, and the torso opens up so that we stack the shoulders. Breathe. Inhale. Go a little bigger on your breath. Now as you exhale, this time turn yourself forward. Step your left foot to meet your right foot, back of the mat, plank, pause, shoulders over wrists, knees are lifted. Stay on your toes, but roll forward and back 3 times. Keep your hips low. And then pull your hips in the air for downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Again, the biceps frame the ears. Heels pull down towards the floor. And, you know, I move a little bit in my downward dog. I'm not always in stillness. I kind of like to feel that body movement. Inhale, rise on your toes. Soften your knees, look forward. Bring yourself to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, forward fold, let go. Inhale, press down to rise up, bring the arms with you. Exhale, bring the hands to your heart center and release your arms by your side. Inhale, hook your thumbs, bring the arms up overhead. This time lean to the left first, bump your hips to the right, exhale. Inhale, come back up and switch the cross and go to the other side, exhale. Inhale, come up. Goalpost cactus your arms, lift your heart. Exhale, bring your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, the other finger on top. Lift your chest up. You're like, what other finger? Soften the knees, forward fold. So wherever you went to habitually, get rid of that. Inhale, release your hands, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot to the back of the mat. Low lunge. So go ahead right now and just bring one of your blocks to the back side of your mat on the right side. Good, breathe in. Inhale, straighten your front leg unless you need it for your hands here. I'm sorry, that was my early wording here. Pull your right heel towards your left leg. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good, inhale, rebend the knee, left hand stays on the floor, right arm opens up to twist. Open up to the right side. Hug your hips to midline, left heel over the toes, right knee over the ankle, and then the work is in the torso, rotating. Right? Not just the arm, not just the head. Breathe. Push down with your left arm to create some more space. One more breath. And then as you empty the breath, release your hands. Good. Straighten your front leg and turn yourself to the left side of your mat now. So adjust your feet. I'm actually going to put my hand on my heel. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, grab a hold of the outer ankles and fold yourself in half. Lift your hips up over your heels and shift your body weight forward. It's like you're pulling your chest to your thighs and you're pushing down through your feet. One more breath. Inhale, come up to your fingertips, hands to your hips. Rise up to standing. Good. Turn your left toes to 12 o'clock. Clock is back here now. Right toes are 2 o'clock. And notice even my hip, right? My hip is hiked. And I apologize for my back. So we're going to try that. So now, put your hands on your hips and bump your right hip down, left hip up so your pelvis is level. Inhale, stand up, arms out. Exhale, hinge to the left side, bump your hip to the right side. Inhale, come back up and see if you can make that pelvic adjustment. Good. Exhale, reach out. Inhale, come back up, adjust the pelvis. Exhale, reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out. Put your left hand on the block outside your left thigh, knee, I should say. Right arm up, and then work the adjustments. The outer thighs rotate apart, the inner heels rotate in or squeeze in, and the right arm is up over the left arm. Breathe in, reach in all directions. So you're moving in all directions here. One more breath, going even bigger. Exhale, look down. You know what, you can just move your block off to the side. Inhale unless you need it. Exhale, turn your toes in. Turn the right toes to the front. And I'm going to take my other block. You can keep whatever. I'm just switching around the blocks. As long as you have blocks. Good. So again, put your hands on your hips so that your pelvis is level. Not here or here. Open up the arms, inhale. Bump your hips left and torso right. Just hold. Inhale, rise up, and then make that adjustment with the right hip up, left hip down. And exhale, reach out. Inhale, come up. Now we're going to hold this next one in triangle. Reach out. Right hand comes down onto the block. Left arm comes up over the shoulders. Lift out of both sides of your waistline. Hug your hips in. Rotate the torso, breathe in and breathe out. If you're still collapsed with your hand on the high block, you can put your hand above your knee on your thigh. One more breath. Good. As you exhale, spin around to face the front of your space. Step back to a high plank, top of a push-up. Shift forward 3 times on your toes. And then pull your hips up into the air, downward facing dog. If you have 2 blocks, just make sure you get them one back on each side of the front. Inhale high up on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, make your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, forward fold. Press down through your feet, inhale, rise up, bring the arms with you. Exhale, bring the prayer to your heart center, release your arms by your side. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step into plank, pause at plank. Shift a little forward, exhale, bend your elbows halfway down. Inhale, roll through, lift on your toes, squeeze your inner heels towards each other. Exhale, downward facing dog, inhale. And exhale here, inhale. And exhale, inhale. And exhale, one more breath, inhale. Exhale, inhale on your toes, look forward, walk, step, jump, hop, fly to the top, halfway lift. Empty the breath, fold. Press down through your feet, rise up, arms up, inhale. Exhale, bring prayer to your heart, release your arms by your side. Inhale, stretch your arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, if you're stepping, step with the other foot. Exhale, shift a little forward, come down halfway. Inhale, roll through, upward dog, bring your chest in front of your shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, soften your knees, look forward. Inhale, step, walk, hop, fly to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms with you. Exhale, bring your prayer to the heart. Release your arms by your side. Place your hands onto your hips. Keep your right foot where it is and step your left foot back about 2 to 3 feet. So again, the left hip's going to want to kind of pull to the side. So put your hands back on your hips. And now we'll start with a level pelvis and we'll see how long we can maintain it. Right, it's a decent amount of stepping from front to back. Then rotate your torso a little bit more forward. So your back foot is not too far turned out to the left side, right? Okay, hook your thumbs, bring your arms up overhead. Reach up, good. And then bring the arms down by your side and back behind you. Interlace your fingers, lift your chest. And then hinge forward. So you want to maintain this long spine and you want to maintain the levelness of the pelvis. So it's not going to work for everybody. You might have to put a little bit of that hip lift in here. But as best you can, fold forward. And when you get there, without rounding your back, reach your arms up and reach your chest forward. And then find your placement. Where is the best spot for you? Good. Make sure you're keeping both feet with even pressure, right? You're not just shifting into one or the other. One more breath. Press down through your feet. Inhale, rise to standing slowly. Exhale, bring your arms up overhead. Inhale. Good. Now put your right hand onto your hip. Take your left arm and you're going to start to, again, keep your shoulders squared. Reach your left hand forward, forward, forward. And then about halfway, rotate your torso and place your hand inside or outside on the foot, shin, or block. And put your right hand on your sacrum. So take an inhaling breath to lengthen your spine. And then take an exhaling breath to rotate the torso. Stack the shoulders. Inhale, stretch the right arm up. Palm faces away from you. Hug your hips together. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Good. One more breath. Go bigger. Good. Empty the breath. Fold over your right leg. Now take your block on the right side and just move it towards the middle of the mat. Rotate your torso to the right side and spin out onto both feet. So you're kind of going cross, and you're on the outer edges of the right and the left leg, and you're in this kind of the steer position. Good. Breathe. A little AT band. So all you did was turn to the right side. Just scissor your legs to the right side. You're coming onto the blade edges of the feet. Let me see what we do. Yeah, so your right leg is in front, and go on the blade edge of the right foot if you can. All right. Enough of that nonsense. Come back to the center. Look forward. Step your feet together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look forward, hands to hips, rise up to standing. Good. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat, about 2 to 3 feet, right? And then widen your stance enough that you're comfortable and balanced, and that you can get your right hip from lifting all the way up, and you can turn it forward a little bit, right? Good. Inhale, stretch the arms up overhead, hook the other thumb, lift your chest. Now lift up, 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 and back. So the biceps frame the ears. It's all the same thing we did before with our knee down and whatnot. And then come back up to standing, release the arms, other finger on top, knuckles down, chest lifts, inhale. And then shift forward about halfway. Level out the hips when you get there. So that's where you can start to say, my right hip needs to come down a little bit. And then maintain as much as you can and fold as much as you can with a long spine. And fold, let your head come to the shin, breathe, inhale, and exhale. And there'll be a tendency to kind of lock out the front knee and put more weight in your back leg. See if you can keep the weight evenly distributed. Inhale, and exhale. Good, inhale, come back up, rise up slowly, bring your hands to your hips, exhale. Good. You can keep your left hand on your hip, bring the right arm up. So here, make the adjustment that feels right in your body. Lift up, reach forward again halfway, and that's when you decide if you want to go outside or inside on your shin. So create the length in the torso, then rotate the body, hand on the block or the floor, inside or outside, and try to keep both legs straight and both legs evenly carrying your weight. Left arm comes up over your shoulder and rotate the torso. So think of what we did for triangle. This is twisted triangle, right? So think of what we did for triangle with our arm up over the opposite shoulder. Breathe. Open up the torso, not the arm, not the head. All of it together. Breathe in. One more breath. Good. Empty the breath and fold over your left leg. Move your block over to the middle of your left side. Fold over your left leg. Now begin to walk your hands to your left side on the blocks if fine. And then rotate on the edge of both feet. So you're kind of like in that scissor position. Let me just make sure you got it this time. Whoops. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Good. It's a pretty strong, IT band stretch. Good. Let's get out of there. Come back forward. Step your feet together, top of the mat, inhale. Exhale, fold. Press down, rise up, inhale, bring the arms with you. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer. You should be at the top of your mat, release your arms by your side. Inhale, stretch your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana, halfway down. Inhale, roll through, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your right leg in the air, open the hip, but keep the shoulders square. Bend the right knee and just let it kind of drop back into space. Breathe. Put some pressure into your right arm as well as your left. And then bring your right knee back to the center. Come forward to plank. And then bring the right knee to the right wrist. And let's, since we have blocks today, bring your right heel towards your groin rather than towards the front edge of the mat. Grab a block and stick it underneath your right hip. So we're still stretching that left hip a lot. And come up onto your fingertips and call it upright pigeon as opposed to folding over into pigeon. We'll get there. Look back at your back foot, make sure it's not sickling. And just walk your hands back as far as you can to stay upright. And think about leveling out your pelvis here as well. Okay. Inhale. Then walk your hands forward. Come to your forearms. Slide the block out or keep it where it is, but we're going to keep the heel closer to the groin. And I want you to find your right heel into this space, like this inguinal crease, okay? So it's kind of like a myofascial release, but you're using your own body, right? We're not using a ball or a foam roller. It's your foot. So it could get a little bit uncomfortable perhaps, and then fold over and just stay there. You can stay on the block, it's more than fine to stay on the block, but I want you to feel that little bit of that pressure. You might not like that, but go in as deep or as shallow as you need. Just a couple more rounds of breath here. Good, then place your hands down, rise up, inhale. Lower your right hip to the floor. And then take your left leg, sweep it around, and see if you can get it on the outside of your right thigh. Move your right foot off from underneath your left sitting bones. Hands support the calves and lift yourself upright. Inhale, switch your right arm up. Reach it up long, just like we did in the twisted triangle. Rotate over to the left side. Hook your arm or take your arm around the front of the thigh. Bring your left arm behind your right hip. Inhale, go tall. And exhale, go deep. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale, lift up. Turn to the front. Counter rotate here. Exhale. Inhale, swing your left leg back behind you. Tuck your toes. Lift up three-legged dog. Right leg lifts up in the air. And then lower the right heel to the floor. Right foot to the floor. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Open, bend, and stretch. Keep the arms carrying the weight evenly. And just let your leg float into the space behind your right hip. Inhale, come back to center. Good. Shift forward to plank. And now just lay your left knee behind you. Ooh. Oh, bye. That's scary. So take your block underneath your left hip. And your left foot is towards your right hip. Walk yourself upright. Breathe in. And breathe out. So just drop the right hip down. Good. Take 3 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more breaths. And again, breathe in. Good. Now, begin to fold yourself forward, but I want you to keep your heel into that hip bone, that crease. You can move the block off if you'd like, but try to keep working it, and as you fold forward, work your heel into that crease space and square off your hips. Breathe in and breathe out. You can come down as low as you'd like to come down, or as low as your body will allow you to come down. This is always a good time to sneak in a drink of water. So feel like you're giving your hip a massage. Oh, Cindy, oh, she's gone. That's my cup. One more breath. Good, then inhale, rise up. Let your left hip come to the floor or the block. Right leg swings around to the outside of the left leg. Walk your left foot away from your hip. Hold on, sit up nice and tall. And then inhale, stretch your left arm up. Take your right arm behind you, lift up, rotate, and then hook, twist, or bind, whatever you like to do. Inhale. And exhale. One more big breath. Good. Inhale, look to your left, rotate to your left. And this time, come back to center. Place both feet on the floor. Separate your feet about hips width apart. Put your hands underneath your thighs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, tuck your, thank you, Tosh. Round your back. Pull the belly in like you're a giant letter C, but relax the shoulders down. Keep your knees apart or put your block down. Release your arms if you can, palms face up, rotate the shoulder, and then articulate your spine down one vertebrae at a time. Breathe in and breathe out. As you lay down on the back, hug the knees into the chest. Open your arms to a T, shift your hips right, and let your knees fall over to the left side. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, shift your hips left, let your knees fall to the right. Inhale to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Lay your feet to the floor. Grab one of your blocks on a, let's keep it on a low height today. Lift your hips up and let your hips rest on the block. Take your feet as wide as the mat, let your knees knock together. Take your arms back to the goalpost. A little constructive rest in a supported bridge pose. And then walk your feet back underneath your hips. Lift one leg or both legs at a time and lift your legs up in the air. And bring your feet a little bit more forward than you think so that your feet are over your hips, and your hips, so you're at 90 degrees rather than bringing your legs all the way towards your face, right? You're at like a 90-degree mark. You can separate the legs or keep them together. If it feels too much with your arms bent in cactus, begin to bring them down by your side. Good. Inhale, lower the feet to the floor. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Dig your heels into the floor and pull your heels in and then push your heels away. So now you can soften into the glutes. Release your arms by your side. And let go of the action in the legs and kind of let this leg splay open. If it feels good for you to stay here for your final Shavasana, then stay here. Otherwise, bend your knees, lift your hips. You can even give yourself a little hug and then lay straight out on the floor, arms and legs where they will go. Breathe in and empty out as you start to scan your body for any places that you might be holding on to tension. We all do it unwittingly, believe me. It's very normal. So just give your body permission to let go here, just to sit through this and let your body surrender into the energy of the earth. Shavasana. And if you think you want to stay longer for Shavasana, you can turn off right now. Or find a few moments of stillness. And either stay where you are quietly or begin to deepen your breath, move fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Make your way onto one side. Draw your knees to your chest. Then come all the way back up to a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart center. Close your eyes and bow down in gratitude to yourselves for showing up, for doing the work, and to each other for the beauty, peace, love, light, goodness that resides within each of us. Namaste. Satnam. Go in peace. Stay strong, stay fit, stay healthy.